taking questions. Yeah.
How did y'all feel about the draft class as a whole? I'll ask that first.
Yeah, we feel really good about this draft class. Put a lot of work in. So with our scouts, our coaches, guys put a lot of work in and did a great job evaluating talented guys, not only about the talent but also the people. We brought in a ton of great people, also great players, and that's the formula that we like, and it's worked well for us, and we think these guys come in and contribute and help our team get better.
DeMeco, most of the guys, we talk to them after each round, each time you guys drafted someone, and they all seem to talk about how much they love football and excited to get here. Is that the kind of, when you talk about that mindset that you were looking for in addition to talent?
The mindset is definitely everything, right? If you have the mindset to work, the mindset that you really enjoy and love playing football, that fits our building, that works for us, that works with the guys that we already have here. We have a ton of guys in our locker room already who love football, and I just believe that when you love the game of football, right, we're gonna get your best. Right, when you go through those difficult days, when it's going to be hard moments in training camp, hard moments throughout the season, I feel like your love for football will give you that edge to keep pushing through when the difficult moments come.
DeMeco, how much do you enjoy getting these new players in and getting a chance to teach them and see them learn and grow?
It's really exciting when you get the chance to work with young, talented guys. You see where they are. You started to, I guess, put together this developmental plan for the guys and see where they can grow and who they can become. It's very exciting to me when you see the young guys and where they end up in 3-4 years down the road. They can create a lot of value for themselves, guys, and we got a lot of guys who can come in and help us right away. So it's exciting to work with.
DeMeco, besides good football players and good guys, was there a theme to you to what you'd hope to accomplish and kind of the makeup of these guys?
Yeah, we set out to accomplish adding great football players to our team, then come in and improve our team, come in and compete, and that's what we did, right? That's always the focus of the draft. That's what we did. We feel really good about this class, fired up to get to work with these guys in a couple weeks.
Do you all plan to be active in the undrafted free agent?
Yeah, kind of working through that here a little bit. So, I mean, draft was just over, so a lot of that will come to fruition here over the next, few hours. So, I mean, roster spot wise, I think we're with the draft picks, call it 83, 84. So theoretically, it leaves about a handful of spots. So if you go beyond 5 or 6 spots, then if you add more players, then you'd have to make some decisions about the guys currently on your roster. So we'll take a look at what the opportunities are, and if there's a situation that makes sense, we'll pursue it. If not, then there'll be other avenues like we've talked about to potentially add players to the team.
Going back to the combine, you talked about resetting the offensive line. How much does Versatility Illustrated, his addition, give you someone that can be a cornerstone potentially in the future?
Yeah, Tay, with Tay, we had a guy who brings, that physicality, the mindset that I really think helps offensive linemen be good at their job. He's done a great job of playing left tackle and still has room to grow and develop, so excited about adding him.
Hey, Nick, without asking you about what was on the order of your board, when you look at now getting through, was it pretty true to where you guys ended up, or were there some surprises or some balls?
Yeah, I would say there weren't too many surprises. As we go through, and we're very, I'd say, diligent and disciplined when it comes to what's the grade. Go back to the report, similar to what we talked about here a little bit last night, regardless of the round. 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round, 6th round, what do the grades tell us? And to make the decisions based off that, go back to our evaluations, look at our coaches' evaluations, what do they thought, who are the players that we liked, how do we feel about them, and just make a decision. So honestly, you just kind of follow the dotted line and don't jump outside of what the normal protocol is. So I think we've been very disciplined and consistent since, DeMeco has been the head coach, and that's how we approached it, and we feel it's a pretty good formula for us.
DeMeco, how do you feel about the 2 receivers that you guys were able to draft earlier, both of the teammates from Iowa State?
Both guys, Jaden and Jalen, terrific men, first and foremost. And you got 2 different guys, right? You talk about playmaking ability, Jalen's ability to stretch the field and the deep end of the part of the field. And you have Jaden, just a big target, very similar. I know a lot of people say very similar to Nico and what he's able to do. But you get a receiver his stature and with his catch radius, just opens up a lot of things for us offensively that I know all of our guys are excited about. CJ should be excited about, the targets that he has to throw to.
didn't end up adding a guard. Does that mean you all feel satisfied with the way the room looks as of now, or is that something that you all will look at as a further?
Yeah, we'll look at what the opportunities are. I mean, again, offensive linemen come in different sizes. You have guards only, you have center only, you have tackle only, you have tackles that can play guard that can play tackle. So, I mean, like, honestly, like, the more you can prove, like we talked about, like, Titus never played guard before. So, and we didn't know how good he was going to be until he went in there. And honestly, he played at a pretty competitive level. So, I mean, there's no, like, list that says we need to go find a guard like we talked about last night. I mean, if someone can tell me, like, what a need is or what drafting for need or what finding a specific player. I mean, if you play one spot, you better be really good at it. If you play multiple spots, it creates more opportunities for you. And we'll put the 5 best guys out there, like, whenever we need to play in September.
Nick, you joked yesterday about having all the Jalen's, and then you got another one today. Are y'all going to have some sort of nickname?
We're going to need some name tags, yes. We will. Those are 7 Jalen, Jaden. We'll figure it out. So.
Nick, can you just, Shane played you in the Texan organization. I felt like a high compliment earlier today. Talk about having relationships, because with all the trading going in and out, they were able to execute a deal with you all, and it gave you a high compliment. I mean, obviously, this is a competitive league. Y'all not going to jump out and go be saying kumbaya with each other. But the fact that you have established relationships that folks can come in, make a deal, but yet you kept the integrity of your draft board like you wanted it.
Yeah, we try to be honest and open in our communication. We're not trying to pull any punches. We have a lot of respect and appreciation for, our opponents and other people in this league that are in our spot. So try to handle our business professionally. I think they know how we operate. We're always willing to listen. We're always willing to have conversations, and we're not pulling any punches, because the minute you do that, you start to sacrifice, what your intentions are. We're pretty straightforward. I mean, I'd say that's where DeMeco and I are pretty similar. We're kind of, cut to the chase. What's the bottom line? And we're not pulling any punches, and we do it in a respectful way. I think we both believe that's the best way to operate, and the fact that other people feel that way is, certainly we appreciate that, and it's our job. There's reciprocity involved in this league, because you never know when the next situation, the next opportunity is going to come up, and if you're consistent with your dealings, then they know what to expect when we pick up the phone or when the next opportunity presents itself.
One for DeMeco and then one for Nick. Getting a complimentary bag like Woody and his skill set, and for Nick, you talked about programs yesterday, but Rutgers and Iowa, as you get there toward the end, getting players from those schools.
Really like Woody and what he's able to provide. Really like him out of the backfield, catching the football. Really great hands. Really has that ability to make guys miss at the line of scrimmage, and the ability to play behind his pass, play physical. So like the addition of him to our running back room.
Yeah, I'd say you're probably looking at 2 of the best college football coaches in, arguably in the history of the sport. I mean, what Coach Ferentz has done at Iowa, second to none. So I'd say it's similar in some respects to what Coach Campbell is doing at Iowa State. They're kind of like mirror images of one another. Coach Schiano, obviously has experience in the NFL, but what he's done with the Rutgers program, I think you understand the profile of the players that they're bringing in, and there's certainly a developmental aspect to those programs. They're coached hard. They prepare hard. They compete. That shows up in their play. And so, we have a lot of respect. There's a lot of programs we have a lot of respect for throughout the country, and those coaches, they deserve that.
Generally speaking, we see year after year how guys can kind of fall throughout the draft based off of interviews. From you guys' perspective, how important is the interview process when a prospect is going through the draft process, generally speaking, for us?
I think the interview portion is very important for us, just getting to know the person, right? And putting the emphasis. We watch the tape multiple times. We have a lot of people who watch the tape and dug in on the tape, and you know what a player is and what his role can be for your team. Now, for me, the interview portion is just getting to know the personality, getting to know the guy, and how does he fit into our locker room.
Take a couple more. You all drafted a pair of teammate duos and then a group of guys that kind of all knew each other growing up. Just how does having a draft class that has some prior relationships help foster their growth as they go into the NFL?
It probably gives them a certain level of comfort because they have a familiar face, because a lot of these players, they're going into new situations, new surroundings, new program, new city, new everything. So to have somebody familiar, it's probably more for the players. DeMeco could probably speak to that. So, maybe it just helps them ease their transition quite a bit. I don't think we said going to the draft, we're going to draft pairs of players or people. I think, and a lot of these guys know each other, even if they aren't at the same school. So just there's so many different all-star games, bowl games, different opportunities for them.
This is for both of y'all. I mean, y'all both talk about football players. You got a defensive tackle y'all drafted who's been a quarterback. You got a player that's on the offensive line that's been a quarterback, tight end. Is this the definition of what you guys go, hey, can he play football? That means can DeMeco go line up and play quarterback when he was young or whatever the case might be? Is this what we're talking about?
No shot.
I just want to make somebody take a shot at going after you.
No, it just goes to the versatility that we really like in football players. I think when you find good football players, you find that somewhere in their background they've been very versatile, whether that's playing other sports, not only other positions, but you just find the athletes can do multiple things, right? And there's a lot of examples of guys in our league that have played multiple sports, multiple positions, and having that versatility and flexibility just allows you to do a lot more things with many more things with the roster, in my mind.
We'll close with Kim and John.
Okay. Graham talked about how Graham Mertz talked about how he had met with you all during the process. He really enjoyed it. What was the thinking behind him, and what did you like most about him?
Yeah, got a lot of playing experience. Had some success at Wisconsin. They kind of went through the coaching transition there a little bit, and then he felt like the best opportunity for him was in Florida, and then he played there his first year, and then he got hurt a little bit obviously this year, but good demeanor, good presence, has good leadership, good size. Throws a pretty good ball. So the type of player that we felt had some traits and characteristics of that position that we wanted to work with. And we had him here in the building, and he was as advertised. So we'll see how it goes when he gets here.
We're going to have a lot of opportunities to talk to you guys about the talent that these players have. Is it anybody in this process that you guys talk to? Is there a funny story? Is there a personality that you guys stand out and said, he's going to be a character?
Ooh.
They all get to talk to him.
Yeah,
they get to talk to me. So,
I guess jumping off the bat is Jalen Smith. I think he's the one who felt like he was already a Texan on his visit because he knew, Kalen, knowing other guys, know a lot of guys on our team. So he's a very fun guy to talk to throughout the process. I was like, man, all you have to do is we have to get you some gear. But I felt like he was already a Texan from the moment he came on his visit.
Thanks, Willis.
All right.
He named the entire secondary.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.